Hi, I'm Russell Wells, Rental Manager for Premium Plant Hire in Perth, Western Australia. I'm joined today with Shannon Jeffs, Operations Manager for Triton Transport. Recently, one of our customers came to pick up a Cat 740 dump truck and they asked me two questions. Firstly, how do I know how to load it? And secondly, and most importantly, how do I know I'm doing it safely? So I thought, what better idea? Team up with the experts from Triton Transport and make a real short video. Shannon, we've all chucked the machine on the back of a float, thrown a few chains on and taken it to the next job site. But there's some real important safety things I think we need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. So here at Triton we take safety very seriously. So we've broken it down into 4 steps. So first of all, we'll work out what size float we need to do the job. We'll then load the machine, chain it down and do a final inspection before we hit the road.
That's awesome, mate. Let's get started.
Step 1. Selecting and setting up the float. Premium Plant Hire and Triton Transport #1 priority is to ensure the safety of the driver, all those involved in the loading process and all other road users. First thing we need to do is select our float. We know our Cat 740 water truck is 34 tonne, so today we've selected a Drake 50 tonne float for the job. This is well within its safe working limits and absolutely fit for purpose. After we've selected the float, we need to find some safe, firm and flat level ground and park our truck in position, applying the park brake to the prime mover. Then we need to set up a traffic management plan to ensure no pedestrians, light vehicles or any other machinery can interrupt what we're doing. Then we know the spec sheet says for the width of the Cat 740 water truck, but we'll run a tape over it anyway, just to make sure and confirm the exact width. And then we widen our float to ensure that everything's in line. At all times we treat the ramps as a suspended load and make sure no one walks behind them or underneath them, particularly giving care when we're lowering them to make sure all parties are out of the way. Step 2. Loading the machine. First thing we need to do is make sure our Cat 740 water truck is lined up directly with the float. The operator of the machine and the float need to have a clear plan, have completed a JHA and throughout the entire process have positive communication, both visually and two-way radios if they're available. If at any point anyone is unsure of what's happening or what they're doing, they need to stop the job and regroup. We need to make sure our operator's passed out and they're competent and confident to use that machine. As the spotter is bringing the operator onto the float, we need to make sure it's a slow controlled movement and the spotter guides the machine on to the correct weight distribution position within the float. When the operator parks the machine up, we need to make sure the park brake's on and the isolator's off. Because it's a Cat 740 water truck today onto a 50 tonne float, it's important that we've got a safe access egress for the operator to get down. So today they'll come down onto the landing of the float and then we'll provide a 3-step safety ladder to make sure they've got 3 points of contact throughout the entire process down to the ground. Step 3. Restrain and secure the machine. We know our Cat 740 water truck is 34 tonne, so the first thing we need to do is consult the National Transport Commission Load Restraint Guide 2004 to ensure that the chains we're using are within their capacity and we're working to the guidelines. After we know what chains to use, we then inspect all our chains and binders for any defects and we make sure our float operator has all the correct PPE on, including gloves. We then identify the correct tie down points within the machine and the float and attach our chains and binders. We go through and tighten each one individually, making sure at the end all chains and binders are very tight. Step 4. Final inspection and walk around. At this point in the process, we need to make sure there's no loose items on the float and anything that can come off. We need to install our flags and make sure our ramps are up and secure. The operator of the float is then to go through and check all lights on the float to make sure they're working. And a final walk around before heading off. Make sure everything's tight, secure and that the operator is happy with the float.
Well, that was awesome, Shannon. Thank you so much, mate, for walking us through the process.
Not a problem at all.
Who knew there was more to it than just backing a truck up and throwing a couple of chains on. Until next time, stay safe and take it easy.
If you would like information about hiring any plant equipment, visit premiumplant.com.au or the safe loading and unloading of machines, check out tritontransport.com.au.